morning, everyone. Welcome. So easy to get caught up in your worries and you don't mind. Simply to be kind. But it's so hard to find it in you when you're hollow through and through. A little empathy can save you. Love will pull you through. If you remember, it costs nothing to be kind. Show a little mercy now. Show a little mercy now. Even if you don't know how. Show a little mercy now. Show a little mercy now. Show a little mercy now. Even if you don't know how. Show a little mercy now. I'm no preacher claiming to be holier than thou. No, I am not so blind. And believe me, I have made my share of judgments. I have been unkind. But it only takes a moment just to change my point of view and remind myself I have no idea what someone's going through. Just remember, it costs nothing to be kind. Oh, show a little mercy now. Show a little mercy now. Even if you don't know how. Show a little mercy now. Show a little mercy now. Show a little mercy now. Even if you don't know how. Show a little mercy now. When you're walking where I wasn't going. When the shoe is on the other foot, there it is. When you're walking your own mile, and you feel it's been forever since you've seen a friendly smile. Just remember, it costs nothing to be kind. I've been where you are, white like a brick on a handlebar. Sleeping in my car, 'cause I couldn't go home. Show a little mercy now. Show a little mercy now. Even if you don't know how. Show a little mercy now. Show a little mercy now. Show a little mercy now. Even if you don't know how. Show a little mercy now. Show a little mercy now. Show a little mercy now. Even if you don't know how. Show a little mercy now.
Thank you to Andrew Dunn. So we're going going to start the way we always do with an affirmative prayer, spiritual mind treatment. So I invite you to close your eyes, if you're comfortable doing so, and to hear these words as if they were your own, because in the one mind, they really are. And so right here, right now, I acknowledge the one power and presence, the one divine, creative, loving energy that flows through everyone and everything all the time. I know that there is no spot where God is not, and so I affirm for us here as a community and each one listening that we recognize the sacred in all, that we come together today to deepen our understanding and our consciousness in the truth that we believe, that we are here to be expressions of love in action and to see that love in everyone else and everything else, as difficult as that can sometimes be. We come back to principle, we come back to truth, we come back to knowing that we are all one, and we are all one with the divine intelligence. And so from this place, I know that we are all blessed, supported, empowered, uplifted, and as a community, we come together in ease and grace and joy and gratitude and all good things. And so with deep gratitude for this opportunity to speak this word, for our community, for this teaching, and for everyone here, I simply say thank you. And I release this word into that ever-present and loving law that does unto us as we believe. And so as we believe in love, in the power of love, in the oneness, in the one mind, and in the consciousness of all of us growing here together, we simply let it go, let it be, and know that it is so. And together we say, and so it is. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Morristown, a vibrant community where love, joy, and inclusivity are at the heart of everything we do. Here we honor the unique journey of every soul, offering a place of healing, growth, and celebration. Together we create an atmosphere of openness and love, where every person is seen, valued, and accepted just as they are. My name is Lori Carlson. I'm a licensed practitioner here at CSLM. Thank you for joining us in person, or whether you're watching on the live stream or whether you're watching the recording at another time. We are so happy that you are part of this journey of shared wisdom, light, and transformation. If this is your first time with us, and I think I see some first timers, you get a free book. So please take a book from our bookshelf. There's also books in the back that are contributed by members, and you're welcome to take one of those. But also please sign up for our Constant Contact newsletter and get a welcome packet so that we can truly tell you what we're about and welcome you into our community. If you're not already on our Constant Contact list, please sign up, because you can keep up with all that's going on here, and we have a lot going on. You can also visit our website, which is cslmorristown.org. So the 2026 CSL theme is Open at the Top. And the monthly theme for May is Divine Doubt. And today, we are very happy, I am very honored to welcome back our speaker for today, Susan Niedt, who is a practitioner in Princeton CSL and my prayer partner. And her topic today is the art of the sacred. And we're also very happy, like I said, to have Andrew Dunn back, who is playing original music for us. So, that being said, before he comes back up, we're going to do our Namaste practice. This is how we like to start our services. So, Namaste is the Sanskrit word for the divinity within me, recognizes and honors the divinity within you. So I invite you to put your hands together in front of your heart and to turn to someone near you, and you can either say the divinity in me or you can just say Namaste. So does everyone feel seen and recognized, and the divinity within you expressed and shared. Well, okay, so now I'm going to welcome Andrew back to bless us with another song.
This is in honor. This is in honor of Memorial Day. It's the longest title I have. When the boys came back to our town. Was a Tuesday night back in mid-July, and they closed those stores on Main Street. More than 18 months since we said goodbye. When the boys came back to our town, when the boys came back to our town. Whole town cheered for the marching bands. The red, the white, the blue. Couldn't help but smile and clap your hands when the boys came back to our town. When the boys came back to our town. This town lost 12 of its brave young men. Brothers, sons, and fathers. They won't be coming back again. When the boys came back to our town. When the boys came back to our town. And the ones who came back home would not be the same again. They tried to hide all the things they'd done. Some things you can't. Some things you can't. Some things you can't explain. No. Well, we were worn out 1,000 towns. On that night in mid-July, to line the streets as the sun went down. When the boys came back to our town. When the boys came back to our town. When the boys came back to our town. When the boys came back to our town.
Good morning. It has come to my attention that I sway when I give talks. And so I've decided I can't fight Mother Nature. If I start to sway, I invite you to sway along with me. We'll do the dance together. Yeah. So my topic is the art of sacred. And my talk is experiential. I'll be asking you questions. I expect audience participation. We'll lean into the idea of one God and unity with all. and there'll be some yummy quotes, and we will experience practices together in the art of sacred. So what is sacred? Well, I love etymology, so I went into the little etymology dictionary to look up what does sacred mean. And it comes from the Latin root sacre, which is not the game with the feet. That's spelled differently, which simply means holy. Well, I thought, well, that doesn't get me anywhere. What does holy mean? And holy evolved from the Old English, and it originally started out meaning wholeness, and then it morphed into meaning to honor and to respect all that is an expression of the divine. That's a mouthful. To honor and respect all that is an expression of the divine, veneration. So, with that, we're going to start with a practice. I'm going to invite you right now to find that quiet space that we did when Lori gave her wonderful opening treatment. And closing your eyes if it's available to you. And as you sit there, as you breathe, I'm going to say some words in the first person. As you know, we are all one. We can take them in as our own. And one of the lines I'm going to say is, every breath I take is a sacred breath, which means a holy breath, which means deserving honor and respect as a divine expression. So thinking of that definition as you breathe, bringing that breath into that sacred idea of honor and respect. I'm going to invite you to bring your hands to your heart center. I promise in this moment to keep my heart wide open, knowing that every breath I take is a sacred breath. I promise in this moment to keep my heart wide open, knowing that every breath I take is a sacred breath. And I invite you to release your arms, just sitting in that reverent moment, deserving honor and respect. And now take a nice deep breath and bring yourself back into this space. And I invite you to carry that reverence, that moment, during this talk. Sometimes we think of sacred as something special, like wedding vow, when perhaps sacred is waiting quietly in the ordinary. What if the art of sacred was actually honoring life as a spiritual practice, waiting to unveil the sacred in all the simple things? So as we sit here in this simple moment, we're just sitting in this sacred moment, listening as a sacred art. So when I talk, I like to go into the principles of the science of mind. That's why we're here. And in 1927, Ernest Holmes created a list of what we believe. And those of you that get the Science of Mind magazine, it's listed in the front, maybe a few pages in. And so we believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty. God is a word that refers to the living Spirit Almighty. Some people call it the divine, some people call it source, some people call it the quantum field. I like God because it's 3 letters and it's easy to say. God, the living Spirit Almighty. And he refers to it as the absolute, free of constraints, perfect, whole, and complete. You've heard that before. This living Spirit Almighty. And it manifests itself in all creation. So his other belief is that we believe in the unity of all life. God is omnipresent. Wherever God is, we are, because God is omnipresent, unity of all life. And if you think about it that way, unity of all life, honoring and respecting the expression of the divine. Everything is sacred. Everything is sacred. It may not appear to be, but everything is sacred. I believe that practicing the art of sacred helps us go into a deeper connection to the unity of all life. So I have some yummy quotes. I love quotes. Do you love quotes? Yes. Am I the only quoteaholic here? So, Ralph Waldo Emerson. The invariable mark of wisdom. Am I swaying yet? Just kidding. The invariable mark of wisdom is to see the miraculous in the common. The sacred in the common. And then I found this really yummy quote by Louise Hay, because sometimes I listen to her morning meditations. And I listened to this yesterday and I thought, serendipity. What if you were to approach the day as if something good was trying to reach you through it? What if the universe was placing little gifts all along your path, but they were wrapped in ordinary disguise? You would slow down and listen. You would pay attention. Well, on my drive here, I was in a hurry to get here because I left late. I was not slowing down, and I was not paying attention. And I got to a railroad crossing, and there was a big truck that was having trouble going over the hill. And I thought, oh, wait, don't get impatient. This is a sacred moment. And it worked. And then the truck kept going, and we got to a stop sign where I had a choice. I could follow the truck or make a right. I said, well, I know a shortcut. I'm going to make a right. I'm not following that truck. I made a right, and I got to another stop sign, but I had to wait for another car to go by, and I got behind it, and it was going slower than the truck. True story. You can't make this stuff up. And I thought to myself, well, isn't that another God wink? I was in a hurry. I'm going to bypass that slow truck, even though I stepped back into that place of sacred. And it gave me another opportunity to recognize that that slow car was sacred, and it was my opportunity to breathe into the sacred. Consider, what do we take for granted? Think about a moment or a time. If everything is sacred, and I forgot, I was in a hurry, I forgot that that truck was sacred, I forgot that my car was sacred. What are gifts wrapped in ordinary disguises? So tell me, what things do you think you take for granted that are here every day? Breath. We just assume it comes, right? Water. Whoa, what a divine gift.
Life itself.
Life itself.
Waking up.
When we wake up, I am awake. That is sacred. Thank you, God. Food. Like, it's so easy today because we are so blessed. We're not starving. Other people really recognize the gift in food, right? But we tend to take it for granted. I take for granted sometimes, like, my car. And then every once in a while it doesn't work and I get mad at it. Is that the way to approach it as sacred? No, wow, I need to attend to you. I need to attend to you. So I invite you to shift and consider the everyday things that we take for granted. Emerson says, the holy is not hidden in temples, but revealed in moments of attention. So can we open our hearts, as we did in our meditation, to the miraculous in the ordinary? So as we sit here, we're going to do another exercise together, another mindfulness exercise. Right here, we're sitting here. It looks like we're just sitting here. What are the sacred moments of here and now? Any ideas? Comfort. We have a chair. One another. Wisdom.
Music.
Music.
Nature out the window.
What of you? And it's green. And in the summer, we really recognize it as sacred, but in the winter, we wish it were back. So, just simple exercise throughout your day. Oh, breathing was brought up, so I put that down in case anybody didn't say it. So, Ernest Holmes says, many of our philosophies and practices are simple, but are they necessarily easy? You've heard that said. No, they're not necessarily easy. And sometimes we are confronted with challenges, like the car when I was driving this morning in that slow truck. I have one that comes up often, and I'm not sure if anybody can relate to this, but I always pick the wrong line in the grocery store. And particularly somebody with a million coupons. Now, I used to do the coupon thing when I had to, and it worked. But invariably, somebody's there with a coupon, and then the register person is saying, but you didn't use, yeah, I know, I bought that item. And then she starts unpacking everything from her bag. Now, I have a choice.
And that's little vehicles.
Right. I have a choice. I can step back into the art of sacred, or I can lose my patience. Which one is healthier? Which one is more wholesome? Which one honors you as a God expression? You know, how often we forget when we let our emotions carry us away. Another one of my pet peeves is when you try to call a business, like your credit card company, and you have to push so many numbers and so many hoops you have to jump through. And then I thought, whoa, because I had to do this a few days ago. This is a time for me to be quiet and sit. How often do I do that? I tend to be a little hyper-energetic. So, whoa, take a breath, Susan. This is not a bad thing. So we're going to do another mindfulness moment. We took a moment to think as a group what we have that's sacred here. So you can close your eyes if you want. I want you to reflect back to the moment you woke up today. And all the moments you had to bring here. Can you backtrack in your mind the sacred moments? Were some more challenging, but they were still sacred? What moments do you take when you get ready for the day that you take for granted? Did you ever brush your teeth and think this is a sacred moment? So come back to here. Did anybody find some sacred moments that they weren't aware of when they started their day? Did you find some moment where maybe you had a challenge to get here? Maybe you were in a hurry. Maybe you too had a driving experience. It was all sacred. So when we bring the reverence into the daily life, we are actually raising the vibration of God, of love, our consciousness. We're going into that place of the Most High. Now we are here in the world of the relative. You've heard that so many times when we talk about the philosophy of the science of mind. We're here. We're human. But we are God expressions living in a spiritually created body. I have a little essay that I love called What About Love by Marcia Sutton. Is anybody familiar with Sutton and Strom? Lloyd Strom and Marcia Sutton were very big sidelights of our movement. And it was their life work to take all of the philosophy of the science of mind and the idea of the consciousness of God within, the Christ consciousness, the living Spirit Almighty within, and turning it into practices and essays. And they have a website, I think, called livingspirit.org, which many of the centers use. So in relationship to the things like the grocery store and the truck that was going slow, Marcia wrote an essay, and in it she says, and so I ask myself in those times, what needs to be purified in me so that love can have a greater expression through me in service to the revelation of the sacred in humanity. And as she was sitting there after a while, it said just love. Just love. And she was referring to loving herself and the thoughts she might be having that were not necessarily compassionate, that might be impatient. Just love oneself. And then you can recognize the sacred in everyone. She says, every person we meet is carrying an invisible story. Every person we meet is carrying an invisible story. And sacred living means remembering that before we speak. What is an invisible story? Can somebody share with me what they think would be an invisible story?
The story behind the face.
The story behind the face. So you've heard stories before about, there was a classic one of a man on a subway with some kids, and the kids are all acting up and blah, 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 and everybody's thinking how rude, he's not helping his kids, and we find out his wife just passed away. That's an invisible story. Do we judge or do we love and recognize the moment as sacred? Emma Curtis Hopkins, another juicy quote, there is no reality but God. Therefore, there is no separation from good. The sacred is ever present. We are sacred. We are sacred. How often do we treat ourselves as sacred? Our bodies as sacred. Temples of the living Spirit. Anybody have any ideas how we do treat our bodies or ourselves as sacred?
Move it.
Move it. Sway a little bit with Susan, right? Any other way we could treat our body as sacred? Pray. Compassion for your body. What you eat, how you eat.
How you talk to yourself.
How you talk to yourself. So, say that again? Yes. Yeah. Thank you. I am an ardent pickleball player. I used to play up to, even 7 times in a week, 2 hours. I'm 73. Now, we don't believe in necessarily degradation of the body, and after 7 days a week of pickleball, my body would hurt. It just did. Oh, but I'm not gonna let that stop me. So I'm gonna take the Epsom salt bath. I'm gonna do a cold plunge. I might even take Advil, you know. Ernest Holmes says treat and then take the pill. But wait a minute. I would wear my ankle brace from an old gymnastics injury from a million years ago. Where is the sacred in that? And my prayer partner Lori knows this. It's been a journey. Because at first I'm like, well, why is my body not responding? Why can't I play pickleball? I'm obsessed with pickleball. Yeah, that's an addiction. I mean, it was unhealthy for me. I was forgetting that my body was sacred. It was more important that I got the thrill from playing pickleball. So now I want you to know I took a solid month. I said, I'm not playing pickleball. Whoa. What does that mean for me? What does my body need right now from me? How can my body be honored and revered and respected? And it's so interesting, all of a sudden, after about a week of this, I'm like, oh, I can live without playing pickleball. It's not so bad at all. In fact, whoa, I had more time to sew. Oh, and my house was a little bit cleaner. So I was honoring my house. I mean, I don't know about you. Is there anybody here that sometimes doesn't honor the sacred space in which they live? Don't look in my closets. My last name is Niedt, but they are not. It's so easy to have a last name like Niedt. You can make funny jokes, but it's true. I mean, Joel Goldsmith says, and many others, not just Joel Goldsmith. He's one of my favorites, though. The sacred, the God within, the God without, is nearer to me than my own hands and feet, nearer to me than my own breathing. It is me, it is my body. And so, we tend to want to now pay attention to those sacred moments so that we're not in that place of push, of shove, of must do, of I want, I need, and we can just be in that reverence. So there's a story, you may have heard it before, about a visitor in a faraway land that was searching for the art of enlightenment, wanted to be a great mystic and project into the astral area of the world, which is the nothingness from which we came. And he heard of a great teacher, and he went seeking that great teacher. And he found the teacher in a high hill, a beautiful mountain, in a modest little cottage. And he knocked on the door, and he told the teacher that he wanted to learn how to be in that mystical place. And the teacher bowed and said, "Come in." And when he entered, the teacher gestured to a seat and said, "Sit." And then he very quietly came over and he lifted up a box of aromatic herbs and he took a deep breath. And he put the box down and he scooped up very tenderly a handful of herbs and he put them in a teapot. And then he took the hot water, like a flowing waterfall, gently into the teapot. And he put the lid on. And then he just sat in stillness with his visitor. And in a moment or two, he took the teapot and he poured it into the little teacups at each place and gently put the teapot back down. And he lifted up his cup and he nodded to the visitor very slowly, savoring the aroma from the cup, taking a sip, tasting the infused aromatic herbs in the water. And he put the cup down in between sips. And then he would do it again. Another sip, and put it down. And the visitor was observing, trying to participate, but getting a little agitated. Like, I want to learn about this. So, one more sip, put it down. The cups were empty. So the visitor was very excited because he knew now he was going to learn it. The teacher went over to the box, lifted it up. And this proceeded on until the visitor finally said, "When am I going to learn about the teaching?" And what did the teacher say? "This is the teaching." I get into a reverent place just telling that story because I get to see what I don't always do when I'm making my tea. But I'm liking the fact that this story makes me remember it now when I make my tea. So to close the talk, we're going to together again practice one more time the art of sacred, followed by our wonderful musician Andrew's song. So I'm going to invite you to find that place one more time where you get to sit quietly and just be in the moment with the breath. Just being with the breath as a sacred moment. Because every breath I take is a sacred breath. I am keeping my heart wide open to all the divine expressions in the world, knowing that they too are sacred. breathing into this sacred moment, recognizing the sacred of the chair. So I invite you to send the chair honor and respect and gratitude.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And so as we finish this meditation, I invite you to carry this moment with you in your memory throughout this day and see what happens to you when you start practicing the art of sacred. So very slowly bring yourself back into this space. Nice deep breath and moving your body, honoring it, whatever it needs to come back into awareness. And when you are ready, open your eyes. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Susan, for that beautiful talk. So when Susan gave me what her topic was, she said she's going to do a meditation as part of her talk. So she said, "Do you have a poem that's about sacred?" And I was like, "Do I have a poem that's about sacred?" I have a poem called "Seeing the Sacred in All." And I read it here in October, but I have changed it to be a spring poem. So I have just adapted it a little because it has lines in it that I love, and I usually only get to share a poem once. And so I am reworking and resharing this poem with you this morning. And it is called "Seeing the Sacred in All," spring version. So, this is the poem. This morning, I step outside and breathe the fullness within the season. That tender threshold when spring stretches wide awake and summer answers. The air carries the scent of becoming, honeysuckle, warm earth, fresh-cut grass drifting on the breeze. The sweetness of lilac still lingering in the distance. Each blossoming branch is a sermon today. Lavender, emerald, and white, all teaching the same truth. To open is holy. To soften is not weakness, but the way we make room for more light. A breeze stirs, and the trees respond with a language of rustle and shimmer. Sunlight makes its way through their thickening crowns, like grace through stained glass, forgiveness through time. In the distance, swallows trace a letter only heaven can read. I walk slowly, listening. The earth hums beneath my feet, a vibration older than words, both ancient and alive. Moss softens the path, stones remember rain. Somewhere, a mourning dove calls out, a tender note that reminds me sound itself is sacred when I listen with an open heart. In Science of Mind, we say God is all there is. No separation between spirit and soil, between the one and the ordinary. So I bend to touch a wildflower, and I know I am touching the infinite. Every unopened bud is an idea taking shape in time. Every breeze that brushes my face is the breath of life, reminding me that the same power that paints the gardens in May and June abundance moves through me, as me. To honor Earth is to honor this self, not the small self of striving, but the spacious self that belongs to everything. The one who kneels before the sunset, who sees divinity in dew. I hear the creek beneath the bridge singing its endless hymn, each ripple catching light, each drop returning home. A hawk wheels above me, wings outstretched, effortless, an image of what freedom looks like when trust and air are one, when we let the currents carry us home. Each step becomes a quiet amen, each heartbeat a note in the great song. Within this blossoming abundance, I am both giver and receiver of this sacred exchange. So I walk with reverence. Every bird that crosses my path is a blessing. Every rustle in the trees, a reminder. Creation is ongoing. This beauty, this breath, this sacred unfolding into summer is spirit revealing itself yet again. Thank you for letting me share that again. I love that, actually. If I can say that, I love that. Okay, so it is now time for our conscious giving, right? So we live in an abundant universe, and we know the law of circulation is that as we give, so we receive. So I'm passing the basket. There's also a Venmo and a PayPal code up there. You can go to our website and hit the donate button. But however you choose to give, you can give by sponsoring a social hour, by bringing friends, by coming to our events. There are so many ways to give and support our community. But I invite you to do it all from a place of recognizing the sacred gift in giving, to recognize the sacred in all of us, and to support that, and to give abundantly with joy. And so I invite you to, well, you don't have the basket, place your hands over your heart, and to simply repeat this affirmation with me. I give this gift.
I give this gift,
Seeing the sacred in all.
seeing the sacred in all,
Knowing that I participate in my good.
knowing that I participate in my good
By giving generously.
by giving generously.
I receive abundantly
I receive abundantly
joy,
joy,
grace,
grace,
gratitude, and wisdom.
and wisdom.
And so it is. Okay, so we have some announcements. Oh, so today, after social hour, which is a potluck, which you are all invited to, we're going to have our monthly discussion group. I'm leading it. So it is at 1:15. It will be held in here in the sanctuary after social hour. So please come and join us. We're going to be talking about the monthly theme. I have Divine Doubt, and is, I'm always talking about the Science of Mind magazine, right? I have my well-used version that we're going to be using in the discussion group. So another announcement is that we have some Science of Mind magazines back there. If you don't have one, please take it. Lori's, what is it, when you offer something, I always say, if you buy one and you don't get anything out of it, come see me, I'll refund you the money personally, because it is a huge part of my spiritual practice. Also, I just want to point out that Susan has in the back papers for everyone to take home to remind you of the art of the sacred. So she has these papers. Please pick one up on your way out. This Friday is our first Friday Healing Circle with our practitioner, Gail Belluardo. If you have never been to a healing circle, you don't know what you're missing. So I haven't missed one yet since we restarted them in person after COVID. It's like my favorite Friday of the month. So please come and join us this Friday night at 7 p.m. right here. Our marketing action for May, thank you to our marketing team, is to review us on Google. I assume next week we'll have a new initiative, right? So thank you also to everyone who came and participated in the Brookstock Fair yesterday and interacted with the community and made our presence be seen and known. Thank you to everybody who was here. Okay, check out the rocks that people painted. I saw some pictures that looked awesome. And we have a summer softening, a yoga nidra and sound journey with our amazing Kat Roman. That's on Sunday, June 7th. You don't want to miss that. Please sign up on Breeze. There are only so many spots, so make sure you register now. You don't want to miss it. We have a high tea dinner. Is this supposed to say dinner? High tea, I don't know.
Lunch and dinner.
Lunch and dinner. Oh, there you go. Okay, duh. Okay, coming up on June 13th at 3:30. Please sign, I guess, it's an all-women's gathering. It doesn't say who to contact. I guess there's, contact Christy or just let somebody know that you're interested and come join us. Or Jean. All right, Jean's here. Contact Jean. Oh, there's a sign-up sheet?
In the social hour.
Okay, great. Sign-up sheet in the social hour. We have a service project coming up on Sunday, June 14th. We're going to do Color a Smile. So this is going to be lots of fun. Color a Smile is a nonprofit organization that distributes cheerful drawings to nursing homes, hospitals, Meals on Wheels programs, our troops overseas, and anyone in need of a smile. It's a big order, right? So we're going to come in color. So please join us after the service on Sunday from 1:15 to 2. Any questions? Neither Valerie White or Eileen Gantz is here today to ask questions, but you can talk to me and I'll pass the word on to them. And we have coming up on Sunday, June 28th, our 1-year celebration of being in this space down here. So we're going to have a barbecue and we're going to have a concert. So I can never say this name. Ed Straczynski, is that close? Okay, and is going to be doing, he's been here before, he's going to be doing music from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. Mark Benfante is on drums, and they are fabulous. And so we're going to have it outside, it's going to be lots of fun, weather permitting, so please come and join us 2 to 4 on Sunday, June 28th. I will be speaking that Sunday, and then we're going to have a barbecue, and then we're going to have a concert, so it's going to be an awesome day. All right, that's enough for the announcements. Yeah. It's going to be a beautiful day. Yeah. All right. So, with all of that being said, I would like to call Susan Niedt back up to close us with a closing prayer treatment, and then Andrew will grace us with another beautiful song.
And so it is. So let's yet again, together, 2 or more gathered in the name of love. Closing your eyes, preparing to receive the abundance that is ever available to all. So knowing there is unity with all life, knowing there is one life, one living Spirit Almighty, I speak these words for each one here, for this blessed center and for this day. Knowing that the one life is omnipotent, one supreme power. It is wise, one infinite mind that knows all. And all that it is, each one here is. So therefore, each one breathing into that art of sacred is in complete recognition of the blessings that abound. In complete recognition of the moment, the sacred moment, the breath, the one step forward, the scent in the air, the mind that knows what to do and when to do it, the car that miraculously drives on the road, the food that one eats, all a blessing, all a gift, because it is one with one sacred life. And each one steps into that place of the Most High, stepping away from the challenge and looking at it as a sacred moment, as an opportunity to breathe, to remember, to know truth, to pray, to sing, to smile, to dance. All these moments are sacred moments, and each one here steps into the glory of that idea. Inspired, remembering each moment, each breath is sacred. And in that, each one feels their wholeness, their fullness, their perfection. Each one shines their light on the world and each other. That they can raise the vibration of the world just by being in that sacred moment of mindfulness, of honor and reverence, of veneration. It is life in action. Each one a beautiful, loving, individualized expression of that living Spirit Almighty. So with love and gratitude and in complete recognition that I can claim this and know it to be true because it is true, I release these words into the loving law that always says yes, and we all say together, and so it is.
Well, it's always a joy to play here, thank you. So, talk about sacred moments. For about a year, I worked for AAA. And I did the light duty stuff. If you ran out of gas, needed a flat tire or whatever it is. And it was great to have a job where people were happy to see you. But I'll just talk about cars. It's amazing how much we associate people with their cars. This is called my husband's car. Hello, Andrew, my name's Beth. That's my husband on the deck. This is his car, he can't drive it much these days. Now he wants to drive, but it won't start. Honestly, it breaks my heart. As sick as he is, he still won't change his ways. This is my husband's car. It smells like a cheap cigar. Big life crisis, midnight blue, pointless from my point of view, but I know not to push too far. This is my husband's car. Every weekend I recall driving around the reservoir. Since he bought that stupid car, it's been almost like a rule. Now he spends more time with it than me. Call it humble housewife jealousy. He'd like to drive it more, but after chemo can be cool. This is my husband's car. Smells like a cheap cigar. Midlife crisis, midnight blue, pointless this from my point of view, but I know not to push too far. This is my husband's car. I'm afraid it's me again, yeah. Battery's going dead, yeah. I know you said to run it, I just haven't had the heart. So it's been sitting since September, since my John took ill, remember. That's the last time you were here, and your heart work made it start. We'd like to think we're in control of everything, but we never were, and we never are. We never know just what the road ahead will bring. His last cigar, your last ride in this car. Been 118 days since my Johnny has passed away. It's time to get this old car started. I don't need it here. That says it's just a sad reminder of the life she's left behind her. Sometimes it's best to give away the things that hold most dear. This is my husband's car. Smells like a cheap cigar. Midlife crisis, midnight blue. Pointless from my point of view, but I know not to push too far. This is my husband's car. Smells like a cheap cigar. Pointless from my point of view. This is my husband's car. My husband's car. This was my husband's car.
So beautiful. I love that song, Andrew. So perfect in recognizing the sacred in all, right? Perfect song to end on. So next week we have Chris Ferraro speaking with Rhonda Dene as our musician. Like I said, please join us for social hour, and thank you to everybody who brought something. Susan and I will be available after we are done for Treatment Express, and then, like I said, come back and join us for the discussion group at 1:15. So hope to see you all there.